8 versus 5, it don't matter. Your Red Raiders pull off one of the most shocking upsets in this college basketball season, absolutely going down and taking over U of H's home floor with an 82-81 victory. In today's video, we'll recap the game, how the Big 12 has a gigantic problem, and why Kirby Hocutt continues to prove why he's one of the best ADs in the country, how JT Toppin and no Grant McCasland were still not a problem for this Red Raider team, and how this Texas Tech team just may be the best team in the Big 12. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. Like the damn video if you're excited about this Texas Tech win. I don't know if I've been more excited about a Texas Tech men's basketball victory in a very long time. This one felt personal with the first 4 minutes and how absolutely egregious that call was on JT Toppin. An F2 for that? Are we serious? Are we serious, Big 12? We'll look at what Kirby Hocutt had to say and maybe one of the most iconic photos in Texas Tech men's basketball history with Grant McCasland and JT Toppin here in just a second. But again, if you're excited about your Red Raiders proving that they have that damn dog in them, like the video. All right, let's jump into the stats here. It's important, right? Let's lay a little groundwork here because I do think that is important when it's all said and done. Texas Tech came into this game not knowing if D5 was going to play. He ended up suiting up, but they didn't have Kevin Overton. So you were coming into this game, if you were Texas Tech, right, with 7 rotation players overall, right? You ended up playing Yahoo a little bit, but you really had 7 rotation guys in terms of that were playing consistent minutes this season in Big 12 play, right? That's what you had. And 4 minutes, not even 4 minutes into this game, the Big 12 refs make one of the most egregious calls I've ever seen in any sport. They eject JT Toppin when he is passing out, and it just so happens that his leg, clearly unintentionally, and if you're a rational Houston fan, you would say the same thing, and I had plenty of them reaching out to me saying this. There was nothing crazy there. Give him an F1, but to eject him was absolutely asinine. And the Big 12 Conference has a huge issue with officials, not only on the gridiron, but the hardwood as well. We look at the Texas Tech side of things. This was a Chance McMillan legacy game. He was sensational tonight. Everyone that stepped foot on that basketball floor for Texas Tech was sensational in a multitude of ways, okay? You were led by Chance McMillan, who had 23 points, 7 of 7 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds in this game. You also had Fetty come in, who ended up fouling out, but it was okay. He was solid in his minutes. But the guy I want to give a lot of praise here to is Ameli Yahoo. Okay? Was he perfect tonight? No, but I think Grant McCasland said it the absolute best way possible in terms of Yahoo was not in the rotation. He was forced to play tonight. And he made the play at the very end of this game in overtime to force Roberts, one of the best bigs in the Big 12, to travel. And it was 1.5 left on the clock, and Texas Tech ended up winning this game. It's indicative of where this program is at. It's indicative of the culture that Grant McCasland has quickly developed in only about a year and a half of being the head coach of Texas Tech. This team is all kinds of legit. And we'll talk about it here in just a second. My expectations for this team in terms of the talent level for this season were for them to come in and have second weekend expectations. I think I might have set the bar too low. I really do. This team is special, man. This is a special win. And shout out to every Texas Tech fan that was rooting them on. And a lot of y'all were there taking over, I believe it's the Fertitta Center or whatever it is down there in H-Town. That was a home game damn near for Texas Tech. They took over that building. Shout out to you, Red Raider Nation. Hell of a job going down there. I did mention, though, that there was the egregious JT Toppin ejection, and Grant McCasland, rightfully so, blew multiple fuses through his paper into the crowd. I mean, just the absolute worst call I have ever seen in college basketball. And all of us watched the national championship game where they didn't call the nut check to Davide Moretti. I digress. Let's look at what the AD Kirby Hocutt had to say as we get that on your screen right now. Here we go. I am appalled and disappointed by the officials' egregious decision to eject JT Toppin from tonight's basketball game against Houston. This decision, made on a play that was clearly accidental and without intent, is unacceptable. Immediately after the ejection, I spoke with Commissioner Yormark, who has assured me that the situation would be addressed and there would be accountability. On behalf of Red Raider Nation, we are extremely proud of our team and the leadership of Coach McCasland. Again, he put this out during the game, right? And Texas Tech went straight out and absolutely dogged Houston. We talked about it as I go back on the screen fully here, what Texas Tech was going to have to do to win this game, right? You knew they were going to have to rebound really well. They actually lost the rebounding battle, albeit by one. You knew that they were going to have to shoot close to 40%, even though Houston only allows teams to shoot 29% from three. Texas Tech checked that box off and shot 40% from three. But the most interesting aspect of this game for me is I've seen some people in the Houston space saying that Houston was more physical than Texas Tech. Okay, cool. Maybe. But they beat you at your own game when they needed to most. And that is the physicality. Was Texas Tech the more physical team each and every minute of that game? No. I would be lying if I said otherwise. But they were physical enough and more physical than Houston, arguably the most physical team in the country when they needed to. And then the best part about it at the very end of this, Texas Tech not only did that from the Houston standpoint in terms of going and playing their game at the most important times, right? They beat Houston at their own game. Overall, in the grand scheme of this game, Texas Tech beat Houston on their own floor by playing their brand of basketball. They forced Houston to play the way Texas Tech wants to play. And that's the sign of a great team and a team that can play deep into the month of March and maybe even play into April. This was a program-defining victory for Texas Tech and Grant McCasland. It shows the culture, again, that he's built. Shout out to Jeff Linder. Shout out to all those assistants that kept the ship in the right direction after a play that easily could have diverted them from the goal, right? You lose your best player not even 4 minutes into the game because of an asinine, and I mean asinine F2. You should be embarrassed if you're those refs. You should be embarrassed if you're the Big 12 Conference because of the officials that you put on the floor. Embarrassed. But you know what? Shout out to those guys in that locker room that stuck together. The Chance McMillan of the world leading that team. D5 making that critical three with under a minute left to tie the game to send it to overtime. Shout out to CA making some difficult plays as a freshman. Ameli Alahu, again, coming in and absolutely playing critical minutes and doing what's needed, right? This was a team win. You beat Houston at their own game and the physicality aspect of it, but you forced a team before this game I thought was a clear-cut top 3 team in the country in the Houston Cougars. You forced the Houston Cougars to play your style of basketball. You forced them to play Red Raider basketball on their home floor, and you kicked their ass doing it. Period. What a win. What a win for Texas Tech. And honestly, these are the vibes right now. These are the vibes. Just dog-type stuff. Dog-type stuff from Grant McCasland. Who else would you want leading this program? Who else would you want? Nobody. I'll tell you that right now. You'd want nobody else. This program has a bunch of damn dogs in it. Bunch of damn dogs. What a win for Texas Tech. We're going to move over, though. Let's look at KenPom after this game. And these metrics matter, man. I mean, they matter a lot. Texas Tech now number 9 in the country, according to KenPom. I believe the Red Raiders, in terms of the AP poll, will more than likely move up to I think they'd probably move up to like 15 or something like that at the end of the day. We shall see. But I mean, Texas Tech, and we'll look at also the net here in just a second. What a win. What a win, man. I mean, and now I think you have to have the conversation as we'll transition over to the net now. I think you have to have the conversation, is Texas Tech the best team in the Big 12? And I'm not saying that as a Tech, homer or anything like that. I think I could have a really good argument that they are the best team in the Big 12. Okay. I get it. You lost to UCF. Iowa State just got shellacked at home to Kansas State. Okay. Right. You just beat Houston, a team that had the longest winning streak in the country. Right. You beat them on their home floor. And you did so playing your game. Incredible stuff, as we mentioned there. The aforementioned Iowa State, okay, you lost to them, sure, but you lost to them in an uncharacteristic way, in my opinion, in terms of missing something that you're good at, which is free throws. And again, you did it. They beat you. But this Texas Tech team, as we look at the Big 12 standings now, is the only team in the conference that can say that they've beaten both of the teams that are currently number one in the conference. They beat the shit out of Arizona by 16 points in the USA, right? Out in the 806. And then you beat Houston. I mean, as I get back on the screen fully here, this team is great, people. Is the job finished? No, job's not finished, obviously. But this team is a team that no one wants to play. This is a program propelling type win. Because do you know what Houston's record was in the Big 12 before this game? 24-3. They don't lose on their home floor. Okay? They just don't. And you went in there without your head coach, without your best player, with your second best player being a game time decision, with another player, a key player in your rotation, your best perimeter defender in Kevin Overton, not available to play. You go down and you beat the team that everybody was damn near just handing the Big 12 title to. No more of that. No more of that. Your Texas Tech Red Raiders are legit Big 12 title contenders, and better yet, I would go as far to say when they're healthy and there's not 8 against 5 looking at you, Zebras, and trash-ass Big 12 refs, the Red Raiders have a chance to go to San Antonio. They're that good. And that's something that I didn't know if I would be comfortable saying. I am. That is a program-defining, culture-defining win for Texas Tech. Unbelievable job. Unbelievable job. Again, like the video if you're excited after that. Number 22, Texas Tech victory at number 6, Houston. Unbelievable win for Grant McCasland and crew. Shout out to Jeff Linder. Shout out to all those coaches. Chance McMillan, Elijah Hawkins, Ameli Yalahu, D5, all of them. Hell of a win for Texas Tech. And if you're excited about it, like the damn video. And if you want 100% free Texas Tech content all year round, just telling you the truth. I mean, that's what we're going to do here. 100% honest, 100% free. That's what this channel is built upon, a platform for y'all. There's no better time to be a Red Raider, damn it. What a win for Texas Tech. If you want to stay in the know on all things Texas Tech men's basketball all year long with the largest group of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube, like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to join the Back to 12 squad today. And as always, stay safe and wreck 'em Tech.